world of handmade business can be tough when trying to monetize what you love. We've got truth bombs and motivation to help you find your way through. Passion to profit, let's start today, 'cause the world needs what you create. Tune in right now, it's your shot to learn how to be a handmade boss.
Are you guys still stuck at the same income month after month? If you're feeling like you're doing everything but seeing no results, this episode is for you. I'm going to be sharing with you why so many handmade business owners just completely plateau and what to do today to see things actually start to move forward. Hey everyone, my name is Steph and I help handmade business owners start, run and scale their own handmade business to basically go from an expensive hobby to a profitable business. I specialize in keeping things simple, no fluff, no BS, all of the goodness, but none of the rubbish that you guys need to actually grow your businesses. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a review if you're listening to this on the podcast, because basically doing both of those things really helps this content to be seen by more people. You know, algorithms, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Most handmade business owners basically stay stuck because they're trying to constantly grow alone. Imagine your nails or your hair, right? I don't know if you guys have ever really tried to grow your hair long, grow your nails long. It will get to a certain level, right? It will get to a certain length. And then all of a sudden, what will happen is they will start to break. It's reached its max point. And that's what I see handmade business owners do again and again and again. Unfortunately, there are some people in the groups that I go back on their chat history, I go back on their posting history, and they're still stuck on the same point a year, 18 months, 2 years later. And that's literally when I am seeing the breaking happen, like your hair or your nails. You can only grow so far on your own before you start to break, split, or lose strength. You think you need another SEO tweak, or you need to try posting 10 reels a week, but really you need support, you need a structure and a strategy that's tailored to you. Yes, I know this all sounds very fluffy. I know you're probably like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But what's like the actual practical things that I need to do? Well, here's the thing. That is the practical thing that you need to do. The support, the structure and the strategy. These are all extremely practical things that you guys need if you want to grow past your breaking point. So here's a big question for today's episode. Are you growing or are you grinding yourself down? So I want to go over 4 main things that I see over and over again that does keep makers stuck. And the first one is the growth illusion, that people think that being busy equals growth. Most handmade business owners are busy, right? You're probably already working your cute little butt off. You're posting on Instagram, pinning on Pinterest, making reels, replying to messages, packing orders at midnight. You're effectively doing all the things. It looks like growth because you're busy, you're always doing something. And people looking from the outside in would say, look at you, you're so busy, look how good you are. But really, the busy work is just keeping you treading water. It's keeping you where you are. It's keeping you plateaued. It's not actually moving you forward. Here's the analogy here. It's like brushing your hair every single day, but never trimming it, never cutting the split ends off. And as you know, with hair, right? I know the hair analogies are rocking wild here, but as you know, with hair, what happens with split ends is they just keep going up and up and up, a bit like a split going with the grain in a nice bit of wood. Over time, that split is just going to get deeper and deeper and longer until the whole thing will split in half. That's the same with your business. If you are constantly doing the small maintenance busy work tasks, but never building the underlying structure, you'll burn out or you'll plateau. So I want you guys to ask yourself this week, what are the top 3 things that you have done in your business lately that has actually moved the needle forward, and what's keeping you busy? Okay, the second thing is the DIY ceiling. The reality is that you can only grow so far alone. And I know I know you guys are like, oh, Steph, you're just saying that because you want us to look at your course and whatever. I promise you that is not the case. I have done this over and over and over again. I will have a problem. I will force myself to keep trying to find a solution. Why is there no solution? Why can't I figure this out? And then eventually I'll take a step back and I'll realize all I need is someone who has expertise in that thing. It's kind of like Google Analytics. Right? Just take that for an example. I am not techie when it comes to Google Analytics stuff. There's codes galore. There's this. And I tried for about 3 years, literally 3 years, because I was like, I should be able to do this. I should be able to figure this out. But the reality was that I probably spent, I don't know, about 30 hours over the course of those 3 years trying to figure it out and not really getting anywhere. It took an expert 35 minutes and $200 for it to be fixed. Now, what if 3 years ago I had just paid out the $200, 35 minutes, done, dusted? It would have not been taking up mental space. It would not have been taking up energy. It just would have been so much bloody easier if I'd have just done the thing and got the expert in to sort it out. And I see this all the time. Makers trying to piece together free advice. You've got YouTube tutorials. You've got podcasts like this one. You've got blog posts. You've got TikTok tips, which, to be honest with you, most of the time are pretty damn gross. Don't get me wrong, that resourcefulness is awesome and amazing right in the beginning, like the very first few weeks of your business. But there is a ceiling to DIY. Trust me on this. After 10 years of running my own businesses, there is a ceiling. There's only so far that you can grow just with your own brain and the kind of bits and bobs that you're piecing together online. Basically, you can only grow so far without an expert there giving you the support, the feedback, and a proven system that's tailored to your business, not just a plug and play thing. So this week's check-in for yourself is, where have you hit a ceiling in your business? Are you repeating the same sales numbers over and over and over again, month after month? Are you stuck at the same follower count or revenue? Number 3 is, why a fear of investment is keeping you stuck and costs more money in the long run. So obviously my previous story about the Google Analytics thing, that was definitely something recently where I was like, God damn, I could have really done with actually doing the thing and paying out. And then it would have saved me so much time, effort, energy, and money as well. One of the biggest reasons makers stay stuck is their fear of spending money. And I know that sometimes money can feel extremely tight. I know that sometimes you're scared that you're going to waste your money. I know also that you're probably thinking, oh, I need to make more in this business before I can invest. But it's kind of like a chicken and the egg type thing, is that if you're not looking after the chicken, the eggs are going to come out rubbish. If you're not looking after the eggs, the chickens are going to hatch rubbish. So it's kind of like, I'm not a farmer by any means, but it's kind of like that whole thing of, that age-old saying of you need to spend money to make money. It is true. And I have found that the businesses that I've DIY'd for as long as I can have always grown so much slower than those that I just was like, you know what? I'm investing in myself. I trust my idea. It's not just some flippy flappy thing that I've just thought of. It's something that I have passion and a drive for. And honestly, I do see the difference between those who are confident in their abilities and the business that they are growing versus those who are a little bit scared and a little bit like, I'm just kind of dipping my toe in. Here's the thing I want you to think about. How much have you already spent in your business without a clear strategy in place? Maybe it's hundreds of pounds on new materials or products that just didn't sell, or Etsy ads that ran without converting, or printing flyers and buying stall things for a market that no one ever bought at. Every single time you guess, it costs you money. Every single time you try a new tactic without a strategy, it costs you money. Sometimes not investing in the right things, in the right help, is the most expensive decision. So here's a journal prompt for you for this week. I want you to write a list of every single cost your business has had this year. This is time, money, energy, all of the things, okay? Then next to them, I want you to write out how much of that expense has actually helped you to grow. All right, number 4, is how do you know when you're ready and that you've outgrown DIY? Now, shameless plug here, my HBSA program is the best out there. It really is. It covers so much. It is a complete handmade business growth program. And when I say that, it covers your own website, it covers Etsy, it covers in-person events. Basically, every facet that you have in your entire handmade business, it covers. It's a big kahuna of a program. So how do you know that you're ready for something like the HBSA? It's not about hitting a revenue milestone first. It's not about becoming established. Here's what I tell every single person when they book in a DM slot with me, when they chat with me, when they want to tell me a little bit more about their business, the stage that they're at, and whether the HBSA is actually going to help them to grow. You're ready if you're tired of Googling every single thing. You're ready if sales are trickling in, but they are inconsistent at best. You're ready if you're feeling so incredibly overwhelmed every time you want to work in the business or on the business. You're ready if you want a complete roadmap set up for you, not just another little tip or hack or trick or something that's just giving you a little tidbit of information, but not giving it to you in a complete way that you can actually use it. Think of it this way. If you were building a house, would you keep piling bricks up randomly, or would you hire an architect in order for it to come out exactly how you want it to come out? This week's self-reflection for you is, do you feel clear or confused every time you try to grow your business? Do you know why you're doing the things you're doing today for your business, tomorrow, next week? Why exactly are you doing those things? And how often is the intent behind those things actually coming to fruition when you're actually doing those things? Because if the answer is not a lot of the time, then there is confusion there. You don't know exactly what you need to do to grow. So I now want to talk about Sam and Lydia. You know Sam and Lydia, we talk about them almost every single podcast, but they are two characters that you might recognize some traits in one versus the other. So let's hear about Sam. Sam has been grinding for 3 years. She's grown her Instagram to 4,000 followers. She's tried every single SEO update. She's posting every day. She's still earning £200 a month, feeling exhausted and secretly wondering if it's ever going to work. She thinks, maybe I just need to post more. She adds more products, more designs, more hashtags, just more, but nothing changes. Now let's look at Lydia. Lydia started with 389 followers. She joined the HBSA 6 months ago, and instead of guessing, she learned how to focus on one product, build a simple funnel, and talk to her audience in a way that made them feel like they needed that product. She stopped posting aimlessly, she stopped adding random products, and she had her first 1K month last month, doing less for sure, but doing it smarter. Same platform, same Etsy fees, same handmade niche. One is winging it and one has a system. And I guess my question for you is, where do you want to be 3 months from now? So as you've seen in this whole episode, you do not need more hustle. You need a plan. And the HBSA, simply put, is that plan. So depending on when you are listening/watching to this, if you are listening or watching on the day when this is posted, then the HBSA doors will actually close tonight at 8 p.m. UK time. And if you're listening to this after the fact, you can actually join the HBSA waitlist. If you go to handmadebosses.com/HBSA waitlist, you can join the waitlist there for the next time it opens. However, if you are listening to this on the day, if you go to handmadebosses.com/summer, SUMMER, you will be able to enroll in the HBSA, but only until 8 p.m. tonight. So guys, look at where you were 6 months ago. If not much has changed, then I'm afraid you're winging it. You're not really growing. You are, to be honest with you, wasting really precious energy and time, probably doing things that is not driving your business forward. And because of that, every single one of you, we would love to see you inside of the HBSA. There are payment plans. There are ways for you to get into the course if you need to break it down, if you need to just chill out a little bit with the finances. There are ways and means for you to get in there. And if you go on onto either one of those links, you are going to see a little bit more of the current price, to break down everything that you need to know. But for now, my lovelies, thank you so much for watching / listening, depending on where you are consuming this. And we will see you same time, same place next week.
Thank you so much for tuning in to How to Be a Handmade Boss. And if you're eager to boost your Etsy sales within just 7 days, then be sure to join my most popular free training at handmadebosses.com/conversion. You can also find the link in the show notes as well. Keep an eye out for our next episode, where we'll be continuing our journey towards handmade business success together. And until then, keep crafting and stay inspired, because the world really does need those special creations that only you can make.